This is the 1989 Volvo 240 DL wagon, and it was the soccer mom vehicle of its day.
Nu gör vi så här. Du berättar om bilen för människorna och sen så skiter vi i den jävla hatt och sånt och så går vi vidare i livet, okej? Tack så mycket. Idiot alltså. Gud.
We are out of the garage and we're in the driveway, and for serious, this is my 6th Volvo 240 Restore. I got into these cars maybe 10 years ago. It started with a $100 neighborhood junker that wouldn't start, and it took me about a minute to swap a fuel pump relay, as all you brickheads know. And wham bam, she fired up, and I took it home and did the rest. And what I found was these cars are as modular as Swedish Lego. And it's no joke, because you can really do some fun stuff with these. You can make them a lot more luxurious. You can make them a lot more sportier. You can drop turbo motors in them. You can drop V8s in them. There's kits out there that you can do insane things with these basic boxes, and I think what's going on now is people are really getting nostalgic for this shape of car. So how did I come by this shit box? Well, my friend traded me for some work, and I was kind of the godfather of the car. I helped him purchase it and keep it alive while he was driving it. And one day he asked me if I wanted it, and I said absolutely. So for this build, and being the 10th year anniversary of me flipping these cars, I think I thought I would do a video to show you guys exactly what I do to turn these things from shit boxes to not so shit boxes.
Hey, you need a ride, man? Jump on in!
And we'll basically go bumper to bumper. This is actually one of the worst shaped ones body-wise that I've ever dealt with. We got to tidy all that up, and it's summertime right now, which is a great time to reform rust, and I need to get these things out of my life. And this is the last one, and I can't wait to get it fucking started, and I've been waiting all this time just so we could film the intro, so I can show you the quirks and features. Wait, hold on, wait. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to flip you off. Birds. Okay, we gotta take you guys for a test drive just to hear how bad this thing is. Ah, the Raptor is alive. My buddy that owned this car, he was one that wanted value. So he fixed it with whatever we had nearby, and that was it. When he needed to do larger repairs, he did them. But with my guidance, I tried to point him towards better parts, higher standard of fixing it, because these cars will live forever if they get treated properly. An East Van standoff. That's right, Volvo Brick wins again. No one wants to take on the 4,000-pound shit box. This car sounds like a diesel. Gross. Catching that? Enough said. We need to fix this thing. You can kind of tell what it needs. It's gonna need a front to back. You don't need to be a rocket surgeon to know how to fix these kind of cars, so enough's enough. Let's get to it. So, wheels and brakes first. We're gonna stop that wobbly braking procedure. And then with some nice wheels, I'll be able to look at this thing and be like, okay, this is worth doing, because it's a lot of fucking work. Oh, well, that's why no power. Oh wait, this is dumb. I have a fucking impact. Matt is fucking dumb, boys. He fucking had the right tool all along, because it's ow. Oh shit, that's big. Fuck, I'm gonna need stitches. Sick. We're back. My hand's patched up. It was all right. Now we can make some noise. The Virgos. The Virgos on the biggest tire you can fit comfortably on this car because it's a wagon, and those fucking rubber bands were brutal on Rowan's. You know, it'd be good if I had the lugs, but these caps are notorious for being shitty, and they're old, and good luck finding a nice set of wheels that doesn't have, well, that aren't refinished. These were refinished with powder coating. Not that they're in the best shape, but you can see I've thrown a little silicone around the cap because without that, these things will just pop out because they're as old as, fuck, older than me. Compared to this, way more tire, way more wheel. We actually have a sidewall to protect the tire from the curb. This was literally as skinny as you could go and destroyed the hubcap. So she's gonna ride a lot better now. All right, squad, we're back. Since my hand is healed up pretty decently, right on. Let the calipers sort of dry. Been rust treating stuff. Let's give you a little shot of that. Been rust treating all that. And now we gotta pull off the old bumperoonie because to get to that roost, lovely stuff in there. You got to just take out basically 17 mil bolts that sit on the back. Oh yeah, there's some corrosion in there. So that's right into the cab. So we're gonna have to patch all that up, treat all this rust, at least try to stop it, try to slow it, and paint it up. We'll get some match can rattle and do this whole ass end. And then I'm also going to give this new tailgate struts because, Jesus, fuck, I didn't even want to do that. These fucking old cars. 240 strikes again is not just a figure of speech. Okay. One more helper stick. No more shitty gas shocks. And now, well, isn't that special? As you can see, the rust is real. I have here a rust mort. This is SEM's compound. I don't know if they're all the same, but it destroyed my last brush when I was done, so I'm assuming it's got some punch in it. But essentially, ooh, yeah, you can hear it fizzing on the ground because this probably has a bunch, but I am just going to liberally apply this shit everywhere that I see it. You guys heard about a little thing called Bosnian Bondo? That's our nickname for it. This stuff, which I do not want to get on my fucking hands, god damn it, gross, is a nice little gap fill, literally, figuratively, and metaphorically, for holes that you gotta get to. So, this was a giant gap that we had to fill, right? And I don't have the skills to get the steel in there, but what that's gonna do, as I learned from my Eastern European YouTube feed, is give me a foundation for fiberglass. And that's what I did in this corner here, as you can see. That's all patched up now. I just gave it a quick sand, but it's kind of looking like the rest of the sealant in there. Come on, god damn you, Sony. That's where moisture would get in, so now we can throw in some fiberglass, keep all that moisture out, at least for the next, 5 years. I don't know. I'm not a fucking Bosnian body guy. We're back with an update. So you can see here, the paint is starting to go on. I have that match paint just to kind of get an idea of how we're fixing it up, but right now we got the high build primer. It's not my best body work. I mean, but that's, you don't even see this stuff. Come on, camera. And you see all those details. So I mean, like, you'll see that under the paint, but it sure as hell is gonna look a lot better than rust holes. Might look a little rough, but I did use the European sort of gravel guard to give it a textured back end. So again, if you're looking under the car or whatever, it'll look all right. There's my work under there. Same thing, European gravel guard, black, and then I'll hit this with the silver paint over top of it so it doesn't look so rough, but that should do it for the back end. And we got our wheels on there, so I want to get this baby on the ground. We're starting to get under the hood. There's some basic maintenance stuff with these Volvo 240s that is so easy. I mean, if this is sort of like your first time getting into cars and fixing them up, it is such a great platform to learn sort of, I guess, the old school way of doing things before it all got into computers and blah, blah, blah. Replacing the factory plug with a magnetic one. And that's just gonna help get particles out of the oil and stuff. I mean, it's an old motor. Fresh crush washer gasket, fresh gasket for the oil cap, and that's basically it, besides a nice oil filter, which is our big old standard man W917. So the cap and rotor is notorious for just being exposed to water, and those are corroded. Those little points are corroded to shit. Change that, change those caps, and then the rotor. Definitely change the rotor out because they come in a set, and watch your Volvo run a lot fucking better. Ignition coil in here. Exactly how you found it. All right. So the muffler's been whacking on that bumper here so much that actually has carved out a place for it. So that needs to be fixed. There is a giant hole in that muffler right underneath that bracket there. And that isn't helping nothing. New downpipe, pipe that goes over top of the axle back here, which is a bitch to find. A new tip. People use the curvy ones, I like the straight ones. And then a new muffler and O2 sensor. And then the bitch of doing this job, you got your header gasket right here, and then some bolts for the header. Okay, rolling down the highway, or about to roll down the highway. I'm gonna give you guys a idea of what this thing sounds like when I hit the gas with this giant hole. Here we go. Oof. Yeah, there's the old muffler rattle. Bolted up, look at that. Oh, it's looking sharp. Right up to the header. Here's a shot of the whole setup. And they welded a straight pipe back all the way, you can kind of see, to that over the axle pipe. Kept all the labels on it, because why would you just not use a wire brush, clean it all up. Looking great. Now let's see what acceleration sounds like if Alberta here doesn't fuck us over. Come on now. There you go. How much better does that sound? Hey? Come on. So I guess the next thing to address is I pulled out the interior, so it's just this guy and all the body pieces, even the hose to go to the underfloor because of this. My goodness, I've never seen this much rust on a 240 from BC that was made in '89 and later. So that's for the right hand floor pan, and there's the cross member that goes underneath it. The car is up on jack stands. Why? Well, we need to remove a lot of this vinyl, which is a bitch with the rubber wheel, and I don't know, there you go, you can probably see it like that. It's ready for the welder. It's gonna put in my plates, and that'll fix that up. Rubber wheel, vinyl strips. Say goodbye. I went ahead and bought a whole Volvo 240 interior, well, front seats, back seats, for $100. And I did that because this driver's seat from the wagon is just so beat up. You can almost see how it's deformed. You actually feel the bar in there. And what I've done before, and what I suggest you do if you're restoring one of these, is go find an interior and use the passenger seat foam, because they're usually way less haggard. And this being vinyl, I bet you it probably came from an American car, because rarely do we see vinyl here, or maybe we did, I don't know. But I think the vinyl even probably did a better job protecting the foam underneath, because it feels really sturdy. The bolstering steel feels really good. And I've done this on previous cars and it works out really well, and these seats come apart relatively easy, so away we blow. There's one skin, a little burnt, moldy, not even that bad. It's pretty good. The foam though is in great shape, even for its age. It's got nice rebound to it, still has the original little mesh shit. And this one feels a little shittier. And I can't even get it out right now. So this one definitely deteriorated more on the ass. It's not too bad actually. Could even be in the springs, but we're gonna swap it anyways. Sick. All right, and that is basically your seat skin. So you can pull out all the little metal bars in there, throw them in the wash, make them smell good, look good, and yeah, this is in good shape. So this is a great example on why go ahead, get to a wrecker, or even buy the interior for $100, because this back foam is gonna make all the difference. When it comes to this seat, you can see how blown out that bolster was. This was just a lot more used. On the passenger side, it's not even close. And you know, you look at these pieces of foam, you're like, can I use those? And they are identical. So the passenger side on any Volvo 240 is usually way less abused. You can even see in the spring pack and on the seat here, these spring packs are notorious for falling out just like this, so you have to kind of maintain them or else your seat kind of falls through. You can see there's a similar grid in the back of this. That's where your skin and how it bolts to the seat. I'll put some epoxy in there or whatever just to try to toughen it up and clean this all up best I can, but that foam is so much better. All I'm gonna start to do here is reinforce these cracks with silicone. I got some, my old Grillican. I use this shit on everything. It's fucking the Frank's Red Hot Sauce of silicone and glue as far as I'm concerned. Okay, we're back with freshly glued seats. They are tough as nails. The silicone inside work great. You can see it wants to flex with it, stay everything together. On the bottom, I really liked how that turned out, so that you can see all the dry silicone now. It's tough as nails. I got the new seat frame in with all new springs, as you can see, and now we can reassemble the back. Heated seat pads. Okay, I bought this kit 10 years ago. Put in your hog ream plier, and there you go. So you got a little tooth. Okay, there's one. There you go. There you go, you can see the silicone. It's done a much better job of beefing that all up. Then once we take a seat, it's gonna be nice and tough. I have pulled the dash because we were working on the floors. The last of the goop is on there. Steel, fiberglass, and goop. smooth it all out. I'm gonna use some rubber undercoat stuff, but this dash is gonna come apart because the radio is a mess. We're running an amp. You can see the amp wire there underneath the dash for the speakers. We need a fog light in there. And we're putting the new steering wheel in. This dash comes apart so easily. I need to show you that those 3 tools, okay? A Phillips, some sort of Torx, and a plastic tool will take out this whole dash. Like this whole car came apart with basically those tools right there. So don't be scared. I'll document it going in, but you figure out how it comes out. If you can't do that, give up, move on, go to Supercar fucking Brunette or whatever, something like that. So 2 clusters. Here's the original one, and we have a clock, right? Most 240s come with this clock. So we're gonna take this apart, and this one is from an 81. And what's important about this? Our tachometer. We wanna get that tach. We wanna replace our big clock in this guy. I bought this a while back, and you actually don't need to remove a whole lot to get at it. And boom. Oh wait, this is the clock. If this is the clock, then where's the tach? Oh, the tach must be, there's the tach. Turn up the ISO so they can see the fucking tach. All right, friends, we worked our ass off last night, and new seat is in there. The new floors are in there. Ugh. The amplifier is in there, wired up. Just need to wire our gauges. Our tach is in there. And this is what the floor looks like now. Sealed, solid. This is what I've come up with for the factory wiring harness is here. I've added my own connections for my accessories like the fog light, etc. Wired in LEDs to the factory harness and light fixtures, and then messed with the radio harness to give me my speaker outputs for the amp, etc., and then big ground for the gauges that go into these factory ports. Like, you could easily put in 5 airplane style 50 mil gauges into these cars from the factory. They're so easy to work with. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is plug everything in, show you how it all kind of comes together, and stop yapping, just do it. Come on, baby. Voltmeter fired up. This is actually giving me a signal of -20, which is amazing. The speakers work. Oh my. Let's see what happens. Fog light lights up. Oh my goodness. Shut up. Wow, everything works, guys. Let's put in an interior. Brush and the shop vac goes a long way. How much cleaner does that look? Didn't take that much effort and no special tools. Do. Now we got a wheel. I hear you, brother. Just got this wagon taped up and I forgot my camera, but we are going to try to paint up this trim now. Hit the rocker panels with black, and of course the bumper trim. will all go black, which will accent this thing very nicely. So it took hours of taping, and it's actually polished under there, but I didn't film any of that because I'm dumb. And right on, can't wait to show you guys. Oh, look at that classic in the background. Wow. I know. We're back. She's black. Got the liner on there. Everything is now black like it should be. Here it is. Pretty good details. Even got the gaps taped off. All this took the paint very well. Oh, some tape here. Why didn't you guys tell me? I forgot about this whole corner. I was stoked, but you get it. Operation Spring Upgrade. Those are out. Where is it? Oh, is that a good one? Where's the good one? This is a good one. Moog Springs Overload, which is gonna give it a better rake stance. Took about two bolts to pull those out. You just drop the, literally just drop the, oh, is it too dark for you? God damn you, GoPro. Get some fucking low light. What are you doing? All right, all you gotta do is drop your shock, and then there's a bracket at the bottom there, which is a bitch, but you soak that, and she goes. Those motor mounts, totally sheared. You can see it inside there. Here's a better example. Boom, full separation. Wow. So I got the block jacked up, and hopefully I can replace those. Jesus. Oh, to get these motor mounts in is a bitch, my friends. And let me tell you, what you want to do is end up jacking this motor way up.
Now look up, way up. And we're on our way to the castle. I'll hurry over first and go in the back door so I can let the drawbridge down and open the big front doors for you. Are you ready? Here's my castle.
Mount the mounts first, then lower it onto the brace here, and you see now everything looks way better. Look how far the engine's off the brace now. That was like sitting on there. So it's already so much tighter. You can see here the shake now. There's almost no shake in that motor, which is so great for when it starts. It'll eliminate a lot of the bumps and stuff too. It sits way more proudly in the engine bay. So holy fuck, that was a win. Just trying to remember if I tightened all the bolts. Probably. Probably. I find the biggest trick, make sure you wear a lucky hat, because even when the shit hits the fan, like the motor mount, my sweet buttery fuck. I thought I had to bring in the heavies, but I got her done by watching YouTube, figuring it out, and getting into it. And this is the blood and grease and sweat of 6 dozen other fucking Volvos that I've worked on and helped keep alive. So get yourself some morale. All right, time to put some decals on this car. Look at that, folks. And then the mirrors assembled, everything looking black and shiny. I got the vinyl, new vinyl kit on the door sill here all the way back to the end. Factory fresh.
Way up.
Let's do an unboshing. All right. So inside our Euro spec, look at this thing. Here's your hardware. Oh, what's this? Oh, bonus bolts for the bumper. Sick. Look at that. Brand spanking new. Tell me how good that gonna look on our 1989. Look at that. Made in Sweden. Isn't that killer? What a beauty. German brand, made in Sweden. Old connections. Old business connections. Yeah, business. We'll do our final adjustments to the tightness on these. And yeah, I think that's it. Hold that there. Man, it's a pleasure to cruise, that's for sure. Check out the turning radius. Best turning radius in class. Yee-hoo! I can do fucking circles in here. I can do circles in this parking lot and not have a worry about turning radius. That's a quality Swedish product if I ever seen one. What's the turning radius on that? I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, that looks good.
Not bad. That was like a 1080.
That?
So that was like a 1080.
Yeah, that's good. That's good turn radius.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, it's done. The last, I say that now, fuck, it better be the last of 6 of these motherfuckers that I've restored. And
Bra jobbat. Klar nu, va? Bra.
Yeah.
Bra. Ja. Jo, men för fan, det ser bra ut. Det är inte som att det är så här 1,5 miljon bilar redan gjorda så här exakt likadana, men ja. Ny ratt. Gött. Ja. Ja, men bra.
I mean,
Fy fan. Ja. Ja, men det är bra. Du, vi kör på detta då. Det är bra.
easy on the fucking paint.
Vill du ha en medalj eller?
Ja.
Ja, det är bra. Kör!
Is he Icelandic? I don't know where he came from to begin with. I don't know how he found me here.
Ska du köra bilen eller? Ska du bara stå där?
Jesus Murphy.
15 000 du, så tar jag den. 15 000.
I don't know what the fuck he is screaming at me. Volvo 240!
Jag vet vad det är. Jag vet vad det är.
Oh, well, I don't know. It took me like 6 weeks.
6 veckor? Ja, fy fan. Man kan ju föda ett barn på 6 veckor. Helljävla skit alltså.
I think. Okay, I just gotta. So, anyways, she's done. And I mean, 6 weeks essentially is what we did to turn this thing around. And by we, I mean me and my blood. Sick. It's not that difficult of a car to work on, and look what you can do to it. And there's so much information, and there's still so many resources out there via the internet on how to do this properly. I mean, you guys saw it every step of the way. It's not rocket surgery. I mean, in the end, these cars are so modular that anyone can really pick one up, go on the internet, see what the decades of people that have been working on these things have to offer to tell you how to do whatever it is you want. It's a great car to learn the old school mechanics, especially when fuel injection just showed up, and it's literally spark plugs, cap, rotor, intake, exhaust. It's not difficult anywhere in this car. I mean, and that goes to show, because if it was anything more complicated, you ain't flipping something like this in 6 weeks. And a big lazy cruiser that looks the part, like someone took care of it, it'll go to a good home, because I'm done with them. 6 of them in 10 years? Literally, fuck these cars. I mean, they're pretty sweet still. I love them, but I'm ready to go a little bit more modern, get to my 850R, which I'm sure you guys will see stuff on that. And maybe we'll see our Scandinavian angel mechanic fuck again.
Idiot alltså.
I can't explain any of that. Other than that, they're bulletproof. Run them into the ground, run them into a wall, it will still fire up, and ask me how I know. So no more 240s for me. I'm going a little bit newer, a little bit easier, and on to the next. To the next. To the next. The next. The next.